My name is Pete Nicely, and I'm going to be your instructor for this semester. So I'm just basically recording this video to give you some background information about yours truly, what I'm about, and why I'm here, and why I think you guys should be interested in chemistry. As you know, I'm a chemistry instructor, and I'm very excited about this field. And but before I get into the actual chemistry, I want to just give you some information about my background. So, as I said before, my name is Pete Nicely, Dr. Pete Nicely. I was educated at the University of the West Indies in Jamaica before coming over here to pursue my PhD at Howard University in Washington, D.C. Before I came to DC to do my graduate work, I taught for a while at two institutions in Jamaica. One was at St. Andrew High School for Girls, and I did that for 1 year. And then I taught at a college back then was known as the College of Art, Science, and Technology. Since then, it has been converted to a full university. And I must say that the teaching career that I've embarked on, first starting at St. Andrew High School, was quite by accident. The reason why I started teaching there was because I was finishing up my undergrad degree at University of the West Indies. And at that time, I was only doing one course, so I registered part-time. And since I had, lots of time on my hands, I decided to basically try my hand at teaching. I've never done it before, never been trained as a teacher. I just thought that, it was something that I could do in order to earn some extra money and, of course, use up my time that I have on my hand at that time. And turns out that I liked it very much, even though there were some challenges that I didn't foresee. For one, it was a girls' school, and that was a very interesting dynamic between myself and the students that I was in charge of. But needless to say, I found it rewarding, especially for the students that I was responsible for preparing them for some external exams. I'm happy to report that most of them did well, and they attributed it to the fact that I was very committed and dedicated to their success. After that, I went to the college, as I said before, to teach College of Art, Science, and Technology. And that for me was a better fit because it was an adult institution, of course. And as a result, the level of responsibility that I had for the students was not as great as at St. Andrew High School. So I find that teaching adults in a college setting was more to my liking as opposed to teaching high school. So after that, as I said before, I did my graduate work at Howard University, and while I was doing that, I was still engaged in some teaching activity as a teaching assistant, where I assisted professors in instructing students in the labs. And I did some tutoring as well. And again, that is something that I find myself enjoy doing. So after that, I started teaching at Bowie State University. I did that for about 9 years. And then I taught at St. Petersburg College in Florida. And by the way, Bowie State University is in Maryland, and then St. Petersburg College in Florida, and then now I am at the College of Central Florida. And overall, I think I spent about 30 years teaching. I didn't realize it was that long until I started preparing for this video. And I must say that I have not regretted it. It was, as I said before, quite by accident that I've chosen to start teaching. I never thought that I'd be in it for so long. I thought I might be doing something else, but I realized that this is something that I really enjoyed doing. One, because I like chemistry. Chemistry is a very difficult and challenging, I will admit, but I find it totally satisfying because it relates so much to what we do in our everyday lives. In our lives, as we move around and do our activities, we interact with matter, which is basically anything that has mass and volume. And understanding matter is what chemistry is all about, right? And it influences our lives in ways that we don't even think of from day to day, all right? I'm talking about from the gasoline that is in our cars, that powers our motor vehicles so that we can travel around, to the fact that we breathe, and as a result of inhaling oxygen, that initiates a series of reactions which is responsible for sustaining life. I mean, there are so many ways that chemistry affects us. I could go on and on talking about it. And that's what I want to pass on to you guys. I want you to understand that chemistry is the central science. And I know I'm biased when I say that because, of course, I have a PhD in chemistry, and I know that my other colleagues may or may not agree with me, but chemistry is essential science to all the sciences that you will study. All right, and therefore it's very important that you understand chemistry and chemicals and molecules and all the different factors that affect chemical reactions and so on and so forth. Um, Another thing I want to say is that I hope you guys, as students, gain a lot from this course. What you're going to see is that chemistry will be important if you plan to pursue other careers such as medicine, dentistry, pharmacy. What you're going to find is that in all these different fields, you must have some background in chemistry to appreciate, you know, the different aspects of these different disciplines. All right, so for example, if you plan to pursue a career in pharmacy, let's say, then you definitely need a background in chemistry to understand the structure, the molecular structure of drugs and the interactions of drugs with biological systems, so that these drugs can basically give some therapeutic effect in terms of relieving illnesses and so on. And that's just one example. And I could go into other discussions concerning medicine and astronomy and, you know, medicinal chemistry. I mean, you know, there's just a wide variety of fields that chemistry influence. So I am hoping, and this is my goal, is that in teaching you, that you guys will have a full appreciation for why chemistry is so important. All right. Now, last thing I want to say is that, you know, even though I love chemistry very much, it's not all consuming in terms of what I do every day. So I do have a life outside of the college and chemistry and all of that. So basically my hobbies are reading. Back in my younger days, I used to love playing basketball, but I can't keep up with the young fellas anymore. So I kind of put that to the side. I've kind of retired from that. So in terms of physical activity, I basically go to the gym and work out. All right, lift weights, run on a treadmill, and all of that. And I like reading. So that's basic. And I like watching sports. You know, I like watching basketball, track and field, and soccer. Those are my three main sports. But I'm pretty much a spectator when it comes to sports. All right. So I mean, nowadays. So that's basically it as far as, you know, who am I and what I do. And I hope to, you know, share more of myself and share more of what I know with you guys. And I hope that you guys will enjoy this educational experience. All right. Okay, so that's it for now. So the next video, of course, will be the first lesson in this course. So until then, take care. Have a good day.